Shackelia Jackson to the stage. Press play.
Boy, I've never used the word comrade before, but I'm going to use it this evening. Comrade, good evening. Mr. Crawford, Damien, we've never formally met, but guess what? We're family. We're way more connected than we want to think. But guess what? I'm here to welcome the man of the moment, and I'm going to take you on a little journey in terms of the days at UWI. You were superb. You're a man of action. You're a man of your word. You do the work. And that's why I'm putting my brand behind you. That's why I'm here with my baby this evening to welcome you. I'm going to put my name and my face behind any little dibby because I've worked hard. I've worked assiduously. I've been a one-woman band. Even when there was dissonance, even when I never seemed favorable, even when I was fighting a cause that it never ever seemed real. But guess what? You are worth it. Listen, listen, as a product of the inner city, you've given me hope. You've given me aspiration. You've given my child, who is a US citizen, reason to come back. Because guess what? I believe in you. I see my brother in you. I see myself in you. And I'm here this afternoon humbled and see it as a privilege to ask you to not just stand but shout, lift up your hand, raise a feet for the man of the hour, Mr. Damien Crawford.
Let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute that they are with you. Shall free the people over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Them say, great man and days are to get us out.
Respect and honor. I want to say a special good afternoon, of course, to the manager of the campaign, Comrade Dean Peart, and the director of the campaign, Comrade Bobby Pickersgill. Now they claim every day that none of the two of them never lose yet, so therefore I'm confident of victory on the 15th. To the rest of the campaign team, in particular, the belly of the campaign, Comrade Audrey Smith-Face. And the road crew, we can't name out all names because it's soon 10 o'clock. And my sister that a fire. I fire my sister every week and she has never, like she had the boss and I had the employee. I keep firing her and she keep coming back, so I don't know what is that. Members of Parliament, Comrade Ronnie, Comrade Mark, all members of Parliament, all councillors, mayors, in particular say, Comrade Oliver Clou, who's the first man to tell me that I should be vice president. Let me tell everybody that. Comrade Oliver Clou. The NWU, the women's movement, the PMPYO. Candidates for the next election. Big up on yourself. In particular, I want to say a special good afternoon and thank you to the delegates. And I want to say that thanks because every single time they think me there, the delegates and the members of the People's National Party rescue me again. A lot of people don't know how long a journey it has been since being the president of the PMPYO. I remember going for North Trelawney in 2008. And that time we carried in Patrick Atkinson. And when Andrew Holness was announced as the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, and that's a young people time, I was called and instructed to go to East Rural St. Andrew as the face of young people. We had a launch so big in Harborview, and at that time the poll said we were 7 points behind. And we went and we campaigned, sometimes with bag juice, sometimes with cheese sticks. And that's why I never forget East Rural Center. And I like to tell people that is one of my speech carry over Joan Gordon Webley. So therefore I want to welcome Joan Gordon Webley. And I have a special respect for Joan, because she's a brave woman. And not only is she a brave woman, she fits the narrative that we have always been selling, that we are the better party. And so whenever she agrees, she should be welcome, because we have long been selling that we are the better party. So I welcome her to the People's National Party. Bob Marley have a song that says, until the philosophy that holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned, every day will be war. And until there's no first and second class citizen of every nation, till that's eradicated, there'll be war. And I always meditate on it and say, why would there be war? Because I don't really see no whole heap of war happening. But in truth, many of us have been treated as if we are second-class citizens within this nation. Many of us see pool on TV and can't take a shower because we have no water. Many of us see car up on the road and we can't buy one because we have no road. Many of us are called squatters in the only country that we cannot be deported from and said to be a legal citizen. So therefore, Bob Marley was saying basically that there is in this country a system that calls for, if the grandmother poor, the mother poor, the daughter poor, and the granddaughter poor, that is almost impossible to escape where you're born and the system that you were born in. And so Sister come and said that we were born in a system that don't give a damn about you nor me nor the life of our kids. And the difference between the PMP and the JLP is that the PMP fight the system and the JLP embrace the system. You see, the system is easy to explain, but it's hard to understand. And so it's a difficult thing for us to realize, because if a mother fight, we'll fight to mother. If a brother fight, we'll fight to brother. But when the system fight, we're not fighting the system. And so, I can give some examples of this system. The system is one in which some people can't buy food for the nutrients, so they buy to full them belly. And so you find, say, no, so we like dumpling and butter. What is really the value of dumpling and butter? You find, so we like gravy, so we start to spread the meat by cooking curry and brown stew. And so we like mackerel, but we don't like sardine, because sardine have no gravy. And so you build this habit of eating only to full your belly, and by the time you're 35, you have hypertension and diabetes. And so money we could have got to back to school, start go to medicine. And so you end up say your child take CXC and don't pass, and the man where you work for child pass, you end up that your child working for the man where you work for. The system is where the youth them have become them own enemies by drinking rum and boom from morning till night, and the man will make rum not drinking it, and the man will make boom not drinking it. And him find it fashionable to drink this rum and boom, and a quick search on him computer, upon him phone will show that the impact of rum is going to cause for kidney failure. And by the time him 40, not only him penis can't stand up, but him can't pee pee. And so this youth have to do dialysis where him have to go doctor twice a week for go pay 30 grand to pee. And me ask a man why a man we can pay for free will do things that him have to go pay to pay. And that 30 grand then could have been mortgage. Is now really pissing away his money. The system exists where there's a war even in the PMP every Christmas for bushing. Because every December the poor wonder what they're going to buy and the rich wonder what they're going to sell. And then every January the poor say it is a tambourine season and the rich say it's a cherry season. Within the system, this big cake is on the table and we are all fighting for the crumbs. And when you tell them that is wrong, they say that you're rude. Because in this system, you have people going to school and not paying attention. Not realizing that those who do more work in school, the less work after school and get more pay for it. Let's do the simple maths and look on a construction site. The man who mixing the cement get 2 grand and the man who painting get 2 mil. The difficult work of mixing the cement is 2 grand. And the easy work of painting is 2 mil. But the man who mix did a blase in a school. In the way up and stay up in the shampoo and he made them very dirty. And the man who paint did a focus. And somehow we don't recognize that we are going to live for a very long time. So why would I enjoy 5 years and suffer 50 instead of to focus for 5 and enjoy 50? And so that's why I may have no regret about the effort I made in the East Rural St. Andrew, because I tried to make a youth invest for 5 and live for 50. And that is not new to the People's National Party, because when Buster Manti said he has never seen scholarship, he only see sugarship, Norman Manley never quit. Norman Manley stuck to the task that we needed an educated nation. And we need it even now more than ever, because there is no place for hustling anymore. There is no place for the hustler, because the man who used to mix cement is replaced by a premix truck. The woman who used to wash clothes is now a washing machine. Who used to chop bush is now a weed whacker. I got to foreign and have to check in myself, and when I reached to Walmart, there was no cashier. Take up as much good as I can, because if I free me now and take a little bit. And when I reach, just scan it and swipe a credit card. The only person employed was a security guard. And so when I tell people that there's a lot of things we need to change, them look like them don't realize what we're facing in this country. Because when I went to university, Chinaman never used to mix cement in Jamaica on road. Now Chinaman make road in Jamaica. Spanish people weren't in our hotels. Now Spanish people are now in our hotels. So the best thing I can do for a Jamaican, for a PMP, for a delegate, is to make him pick me better than him. And so, when I hear people say, what you do for we, what you do for we? And some man still want a 5 grand, even internally. Some man want a money. I mean, I say that we are enemies of ourselves, because the only place where the rich and the poor equal is a polling station. There is no other place that the poor have equal power as the rich than in the polling station. And some people say in the grave, but not we in a board box and them in a pretty casket. But in the polling station, you have 1x and you have 1x. You're not equal in the bank. You're not equal, not even the church, because the pastor pre-fee offering. And yet still we have become enemies of ourselves, running down a project when the rich is running down a policy. So the rich man say he want tax policy and therefore he benefit every month, and you want a sidewalk, we benefit every 10 years. You wonder why you lose. We have to now embark on this system change, because we are the only party that is likely to do it. And we have changed it before, and we can change it again. And that is why I'm running for vice president. I'm running for vice president for 3 basic and fundamental reasons. The first one is the role of a political party. And a political party must identify the country where it's comfortable with, and then seek to win elections so as to create that country. When you're not in government, your principles don't make policy. And so even when we talk up my mouth in the Senate, all I have to do is talk, because my principles don't make policy. If you look on the state of emergency now, where them arrest 2,000 youth and could have only charged 200, some of them with traffic ticket, some of them with possession of more than 2 ounces of ganja, some of them with knife, we could appeal arrange more so than to create crime. And them lock up them 2,000 youth and only could have charged 200, exposing them to the level of indignity where 15 man is in a cell with a bucket to do both a number 1 and a number 2. And while a man could can go in a corner, hide and do a 1, I don't know how him ever get any privacy if you do a 2. And in this jail now, him have to go par with a bad man to protect him. Come out therefore owing a man a debt. And when the man place at him, give him gun them for lock, turning him into a criminal. And I go and say you can't target a community, you have to target a criminal. Because communities are not criminal. Many of you here are from communities where them write off as criminal communities. And what has happened now is that the government start to do what the private sector has long been doing, where you couldn't write your address on your resume because them say they don't want you, you're all the same. And the PMP now have to start to say, oh, we're going to get back into power to stop the target of communities versus the target of criminals. Within this country, when a man in a position as a security guard with a dog, the man eat once and the dog eat twice. The dog is getting better treatment than the man. And nobody look upon this and say that this need to change within the system. So therefore, I have to establish in my mind with the rest of us as the People's National Party what kind of country we're comfortable with. And then win an election so as to create that country with the programs and policies of the People's National Party. If Michael Manley never win election, who would get equal pay for women? If Michael Manley never win election, who would get maternity leave with pay? If Michael Manley never win election, who would get minimum wage? If Michael Manley never win election, would get no bastard law. It all started with Michael Manley winning an election. If PJ Patterson never win election, would get part program. If PJ Patterson never win election, would get Operation Pride. If PJ Patterson never win election, wouldn't get Highway 2000, even though they might call it Edisiad Highway. It started with PJ Patterson winning an election. If Portia never win an election, imagine Ardishaw would have remained as the Minister of Finance. And him couldn't even take a test, whereas to pass a test. The country wouldn't have been turned around by Peter Phillips if Portia Simpson never win an election. So the role of the delegates is to look at all 6 and say which 4 is best able to contribute to winning an election. You have to look and say which 4 you expect to walk with more candidates, which 4 you expect to be on more platforms, which 4 you expect to influence more uncommitted, which 4 you expect to motivate more comrades. And I put it to the delegates that I am one of that 4. I am running for vice president because I will not forget in 2005 when I was invited to campaign in St. Vincent. And when I came back to Jamaica, my face come off of the PMP banner. When we stand up in half a tree, I wasn't allowed to speak on the platform. When we go in a 3 mile, I wasn't allowed to speak on the platform. I in the crowd in Mobe, I wasn't allowed to speak. And I said to myself, laying down in my bed, we lost an election that we were sure to win. I am going to make sure we win an election that they are sure we will lose. And so I said to myself, what can be my role? Because some of us are going to be indoor agents, some of you are going to be outdoor agents, some of you are going to be runners, some of you are going to be candidate. But my role is to help being a part of the face of the People's National Party. To be the chief complement to Peter Phillips. Because all the things that they claim that he doesn't have, I have. And the things that they claim that I don't have, he has. So therefore, who want to say that Peter Phillips is too old, can't say I'm too old. And who want to say I'm too young, can't say he's too young. Who want to say he has no energy, can't say me not have no energy. And who want to say I have no experience, can't say I have no experience. I put it to you that Peter Phillips is the PMP Batman and Damian Crawford can be the PMP Robbie.